Hello, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. Just comment where are you from tuning in, and then we can begin the webinar. This is going to be the super amazing webinar. Just comment where are you from, and then we can begin the webinar before we start. Just comment, hey, Divesh, thank you. Thank you for joining from Indore. Hey, Suraj. Suraj is from Mumbai. Just comment, guys. Where are you from? Where are you from tuning in? Pawan is from Bangalore. Jam is from Hawaii. Megal is from Mexico. Jam is from, okay, Hawaii or Kauai. You did a spelling mistake. Awesome. Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this webinar. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in for yet another episode of PitchGround Product Webinars, where we bring in amazing products. And this webinar is all about another incredible product. So stay tuned. I'm very much excited for the today's product show. Let me, if you are also excited like me, type yes in the chat box. Type yes in the chat box if you're also excited like me to know about Tagmate and to know about GA for implementation. Awesome. We're getting super amazing responses in the chat box. Guys, website tracking and tag management is complex, expensive, and often requires tech specialists to configure it. Implementing tracking can be a hassle, and if you're a non-technical marketer or a product manager, then this is become a nightmare. And here comes the Tagmate to save you from all these kind of hassles. Tagmate helps you to automate the implementation of tracking tags on your website. Tagmate's GA4 implementation module makes the process dead simple. Simply select the templates relevant to your business and voila, you're done. It eliminates the hassle and expense of manual tagging while allowing marketing agencies to create and manage campaigns much more efficiently. So in this webinar, we'll share the insightful information on how you can supercharge your Google Analytics for tracking setup. Hello, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in today for this amazing webinar. This is your host, Swapnil, and let me welcome our guest, Bismi, product owner of Tagmate. Bismi, if you can just take a moment to introduce yourself and share your entrepreneur journey before we dive into it, that would be fantastic.
Sure. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. From India, at least, people who are joining in, they are joining at a very odd moment. Thank you for skipping your dinner. So I will try to make this worthwhile. For the rest of people, again, big thank you for joining, listening to us, and getting a demo of this product. Thanks, Swapnil, for giving such a brilliant introduction. I think you just took half of my webinar content here itself, right? Thank you. Right. So my name is Bismay. I work at Tatvik Analytics. It's a Google marketing platform partner based out in India, right? So where we resell and implement Google Analytics, programmatic services like Display and Video 360, Google Tag Manager, Data Studio, and all these products within the suite, right? In our organization, we have a small organization within that, that is the Tagmate team, or the Tagmate organization, that I like to say. And I currently lead the team. This is basically a product, like Swapnil said, and I have a 15-member team. We are working day and night to ensure that we kind of simplify the entire tracking process of any business owner, agency, product managers or marketers who do not need any dependency on their developers. Because yes, like Swapnil mentioned, like tagging, tracking in Google Tag Manager and all Google Analytics 4, it is hell of a job for anybody to do, right? Yeah. So here I am again, humbled to get this opportunity to talk to you guys. We'll take about like 45 minutes where we'll be demoing the product. We'll be talking a little bit about how the existing Tagmate world looks like, existing world of tracking looks like, and how Tagmate, post Tagmate, the world will look like for you guys, right? So so I'm excited, and I hope you guys are excited too. Right, Swapnil? So
Yeah.
can we start the screen share?
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much for the introduction. And we are very much excited to learn more about the Tagmate and the GA4 implementation. That's the topic of the today's webinar. So over to you.
Great. Just allow me a second. I will share my screen.
Awesome. And guys, if you have any questions related to the demonstration, related to the tool and the plans and pricing that we're offering from pitchground.com, a lifetime deal. So just comment your questions into a Q&A section, because that would be help us out to pick up one by one instead of, browsing and, seeing your comments into a chat section. And yes, guys, you're waiting for the special webinar only offer. So stay tuned till the end. You're going to have that amazing offer in this webinar because we have bought that webinar only offer just for you guys. Over to you, Bismit.
Great. Thanks. Thank you, Swapnil. Great. Yes, this is a technical topic, right? Google Analytics 4 implementation. And how do we basically make it simplify for us, non-technical for people who are non-developers? Let's say, like I am a product manager, right? I hardly know JavaScript coding. I don't know the Node stack, Node.js and React stack to design websites, right? But I still want to track my website using GA4, the latest version of Google Analytics, right? So here we are. Today's agenda is why GA4. It's a question I think somebody did post on the comment section that they are still on the way to implement their Google Analytics 4, right? So this webinar can be really helpful for you guys as well. Then we'll take up how do you track with Google Analytics 4 today. And then, like I was mentioning, we have a pre-Tagmate world, which is the current existing setup that we do at our businesses or at agencies. And then we'll give you a peek of the post-Tagmate world, right? How does tracking, GA4 tracking looks like when you have Tagmate at your disposal, right? And then we'll have the bulk of the demo where I would be going through a particular demo of tracking of a form on form on the website, right? And finally, it will be the I wanted to give a little hint on what's the future of Tagmate that looks like. We are here to stay, and we are going to build in more features and functionalities to the product as we go along to benefit the agencies and you guys particularly, right? Okay, so let's address the elephant in the room. What's this elephant? It's Google Analytics 4. Yes, definitely it's an elephant. It's either a white elephant, gray elephant, black elephant, anything that you might want to say. But yes, it's the elephant in the room, and we have to address this problem. But honestly, if you think backwards, does it really make a difference now? Because Google has slammed down their paywall that you have to migrate to Google Analytics 4 by 2023 mid. There is no other option for you. So I don't think we have to deny anything here. We just have to accept it. GA4 is here and it's period, right? So before we level Google Analytics 4 as good or bad, because I think you might have a lot of analytics tools as well. Let's say you're a Shopify website owner or a WordPress website owner with WooCommerce extensions, or you do track analytics on your Adobe platforms or any other analytics tools that are there in the market. But before we level GA4 as good and bad, let's understand in a short what are the features and benefits, right? This is a stat that I read, I think it was in Forrester, which says that 81% of consumers, they feel that the data that they are sharing with Google or Apple or Meta slash Facebook, that the risk is basically more than the benefits that they're getting. And what does the benefit? I think you guys know. Everybody says that you would get more personalized ads if you give us more data, right? Every brand says so. But this consumers today, they're asking for privacy. They want more transparency in what data gets stored, what gets collected, what data gets processed, and what data is being used to show ads to them, right? So they're demanding for more control and transparency. And you might have heard these words: first party, third party cookie deprecation, Chrome browser deprecating third party cookies. Now these are itself a big webinar topic. I think we can take it sometime else. But in short, advertising is dependent on third-party cookies, right? The advertising that you do to bring users to your website, either via prospecting campaigns or retargeting them, right? And then there is all the length of policies or rules and regulations that has come up, like GDPR, which is basically the European Union law for data protection, CCPA, which is for California, and ATT, which is basically by iOS or Apple, right? Anti-tracking trust. So these are the entire set of activities that are going behind the scenes, or basically over the scenes as well, when customers or consumers, they know that such kind of privacy policies are coming up, but what is the advertiser or the business owner, the agency owner like you and I are doing all about it, right? So the big question is Google Analytics for the solution to all this need for privacy, right? I cannot say yes or no, but let's find out, right? So Google says that the future of analytics is GFO. You might have heard about privacy centric, where user has given consent that, okay, I want to be tracked. And that is how tracking happens on your website in Google Analytics 4, right? So Google Analytics 4 has been built with that foundation itself. And there are multiple innovative features that have come up. I will talk to you about this in a bit. And finally, the last thing which we are talking about, the third party cookie, where Google Analytics 4 says that the latest privacy policies have been kept into account, and that's where you will have cookieless insights. You will have insights more on user level, which is the data that the user has accepted to be tracked, versus the usual way where they didn't know. Like multiple times you would have gone back and you would have been thrown an ad which you never had subscribed for, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So why is GFO good for you? Just these are your innovative features, right? If you look back into GFO and all the marketing materials that are available, I have just kept a snapshot of them, right? So there is the cross-platform journey, which is the cross-device tracking. If you have a website and you have a web app, you are able to track your users across your website and app ecosystem without fail using Google Analytics 4. Now, trust me, the universal analytics or the existing version of Google Analytics that you have on your websites, that cannot do it per se. And also similarly, other analytics tools, they also fail to deliver this promise. So GA4 has this innovative feature. Now you may say how Google is doing the magic. Obviously you can ask Google, right? Because they have all the data on you, all the advertising IDs, device IDs. They have stored it in a big black box database, and they can basically connect you across the internet, right? ML capabilities. If you are a website owner and let's say you are running campaigns to acquire users, you would want to target only those users who have, higher propensity to buy your product, right? So just like, let's say, I am the product owner of Tagmate, and I want to run a campaign on audience where I have a better chance of converting, right? So I would use this capabilities of machine learning capabilities that are embedded into the GA4 product to run such, high propensity remarketing campaigns. Then data integrations, as GA4 has brought in more integration functionalities available like Salesforce and other double-click tools and Google Ads, and a lot of other Google GMP platforms, right? So you are able to integrate your online data and your offline data. Let's say you are a website, you are an agency who is running a campaign for a customer who has both online and offline businesses, and you want to basically tie up the offline journey of the user to the online journey, right? That can be done possible within GA4 with just a click, right? And definitely marketing activations, like we are talking about Google, and how can we miss the ads part of it, right? So Google Analytics 4 is so much integrated with all the GMP platforms, right? So the data that you collect on your first party audiences, right, which is your data, which you own it, now you can push it into any of your platforms, and you can leverage running a lot of campaigns by on your media buying platforms, right? So in short, let me say I am sold, right? And perhaps you are sold too. Swapnil, are you sold on GA4?
Yes. I'm sold to Tagmate as well.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the vote of confidence. So this is the time for a poll then. Swapnil, would you want to take up a poll here?
Yeah, sure. So guys, you can vote for the poll. So how are you tracking GA4 today? So there are four options: in-house teams, agency or freelancers, or if you're using Shopify or WooCommerce plugins to track all those metrics, or you're a newbie, like not like me, but if you're a newbie and haven't started yet, then you can select that option. So we're getting 57 percentage participated. Just participate into the poll because we want to hear it from you that what kind of tracking mechanism that you guys are using. For example, you're using a in-house team, you're implementing in-house, or if you have outsourced that to some agencies or freelancers, or if you're using any plugins, there are many plugins available in the WooCommerce or in the WordPress. With the help of that, you can do the basic tracking implementation into a site. And if you have not started it, just select that option. I think so. It's a time to end the poll and done. So let me share the results.
Yeah, I'm curious to know.
Can you see the results?
Uh, Maybe I'll have to stop my screen. Yeah. Okay. Oh,
Uh,
so people haven't started yet. That's a big chunk, I think.
mhm.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tagmate is definitely the right product for you to go ahead and use it. Good choice. Yes, couple of people have the in-house teams. So there also, I think the assistant Tagmate will be an assistant for your teams and agencies. Why not? If you want to save a little bit of your costs that you're incurring with your agencies or freelancers, then definitely you should check out Tagmate. Yeah. Okay.
Awesome. Let me stop the presentation.
Yeah.
And it's a time to announce the webinar only offer. Before we dive into the product demonstration,
Right.
let me announce the webinar only offer so that people will get the enough time to avail that offer. So guys, anybody who purchases any Tagmate plan during the webinar time, since we have started at 10 p.m. till the 11 p.m. IST, they will get a plan A code as a gift. So all plans are stackable. For example, if you bought a plan A, you'll be getting a plan A as a complimentary plan from the Tagmate team. And those free codes, those gift codes will be credited to your account within the 60 days, after the 60 days of refund period. And those codes will be available inside your PitchGround accounts. But to avail the benefit of this free code, you just have to do one thing, that is within 3 days, you need to write a review on the sales page of Tagmate. Okay. So within 3 days, if you wrote a review on the sales page of Tagmate, we'll track those reviews and we'll consider those as you are available, you have availed that offer, and we'll credit your gift code within after the 60 days of refund period. Let me share that information inside the chat section so that you can read. And if you have any questions regarding to the webinar only offer, uh, you can ask that questions related to that. Yeah, over to you. So it's time to dive into the product itself, and we are very much excited to learn and see the product, how it will help us out to implement GA4 and the different tracking mechanism, implementing pixels and all those stuff. So over to you, Bismarck.
Great. Thank you, Swapnil, for that. So I will go quick here, right? We want to understand how do you track Google Analytics for today. So this is our website, tagmate.app website. If you haven't gone through the website, please do so. It is very simple, tagmate.app. So let's just text this website for an example, right? And you can see there are a lot of buttons, CTAs, navigation menus, uh, that are available for you to track. So maybe you would want to track how many people have clicked on get started, because it's one of the essential events that you would want to track, how many leads that you have got for the free trial, or let's say how many people have migrated from this page to the other page using clicking on Tagmate tracker, and so on and so forth, right? Now these are like 4 events that you wanted to track. Let's see what are your options. You might have known that there are 2 options at this point in time, which is the global site tag option. Now this is Google's one Google tag option, where this tag can track along with Google Ads and Google Analytics, also DV360 and search ads and CM360, right? So it is like one tag for all your marketing platforms for Google platforms. Now comes Google Tag Manager, which is the second option. Now I think a lot of people already know what is Google Tag Manager, right? So this is a tag management platform where you are not restricted now just to tracking of your Google products. You can add your, let's say, HubSpot CRMs. You can track your Meta ads, or like Facebook ads. You can track your Facebook campaigns. You can track your Snapchat campaigns, TikTok campaigns, and so on and so forth. So all third party platforms that you would want to track, you setting up pixels on your website for these platforms, you can do it in Google Tag Manager, right? So definitely it's one step ahead of your global site tag, and that's where Tagmate or even any other agencies, they would recommend you to do so, right? uh, yes, there is a lot more secure data collection, and then there is the consent mode compatibility, which I was telling you about, where user says that yes, I want to get tracked, and that's how it is enabled. And there's a tick button at the end which says server side tagging. Now what is this? This is itself another webinar topic for us. You would have heard from some of the industry stalwarts, but at this point in time you might have added your Google Analytics codes or your Google Tag Manager code to your website on the client side, right, on the front end of the browser, right, on the source code of your website. What if I tell you that there is another option where you can put all your third party JavaScript codes in on the server, and your website is free of those codes? Now what happens basically is your load time of your website goes down by X or multiplier of X, right? And you are more secured in that way what data you want to send to your marketing platforms, right? Like I said, it's a little bit of complicated topic, but we can take another webinar for that. By the way, we are setting up, or we are adding this functionality within Tagmate in some time on our roadmap, right? But wait, what if I tell you there is another way to do it? Are you puzzled right now? So that's where Tagmate comes in. Tagmate is a low code, no code SaaS product that makes all this GA4 implementation and tracking fast, easy, and accurate, right? So this is a UI based product where if you are a non-developer, if you are a product manager like me, or if you work in an agency like the Tagmate team, you do not have to depend on your developers every now and then to track your website, right? You can use this application. There is a web application, there is a Chrome extension. You can use both of them, and you are sorted for your tracking. At least 80 to 90% of your tracking implementations or requirements that you have, you would be able to do that with minimal requirement of a developer or doing any coding on your website, right? You don't trust me? Let's get into the demo right after this. So like Swapnil was saying, what more can you track with Tagmate? So apart from GA4 implementation, we also have the migration. So I know a lot of people who have not started with GA4 and they want to migrate their existing tags to Google Analytics 4 from Universal Analytics or Google Analytics 3. They can do it in a Ziffy. They don't need a developer's help there. They just need to select which tag they want to do in the UI, and they can migrate it with all best practices involved or added into the product. Like I said, most of the modules like UI implementation, GA4 implementation, or marketing templates, these are very technical in nature, but we have made it as less technical as possible in our product via UI, via click and configure flow, via some guides or demos videos that are available, how to videos that are available, so that you can just follow them procedures, and you are able to track anything and everything. And then comes the Tagmate tracker, which is the Chrome extension. Now there will be another webinar that will be following up shortly on Chrome extension per se, right? So for today we will focus on a GA4 implementation, like our webinar subject, right? Let's understand the tracking journey first before we dive into Tagmate. Imagine you are the agency owner and you wanted to track all of this, right? All of the CTA buttons, let's say the video event, or how many people are landing on this website, how many people are scrolling to the website, and so on and so forth, right? There are multiple options that you can track on the website for your end user. So the first thing what you do is you identify what you want to track, so which we call it as identification of your tags and events, right? And then you go ahead and scout for developers. I remember a lot of you have also take the help of developers and agencies, or your in-house team developers, right? So there is a time and a dependency that goes up, and then you start explaining the requirements. Like, I will go to my developer and say that, hey, I want to track start free trial, and I want to collect what user identifier is clicking on the start free trial click to action button, right? So this is a particular set of requirement that you will provide it to your developer, and then you'll have to definitely go through endless follow-ups, because yeah, developer team is doing a lot of other stuff, like website development and application development or product development, or the agency would have multiple projects going through, right? And they will be running in their sprints as well. So your time, and since you have hired an agency or a freelancer, your cost definitely has gone up. And then you would ask them to do a QA, right? Which is basically one of the pivotal parts at the end of your project implementation. But let's say you get more errors, right? What happens then? Yeah, this has happened with us as well as an agency, and it can happen with anybody, right? So even after doing QA, you find out that in the real world scenario, when the tags are implemented or when the events are tracked into GA4, you're getting incorrect data, right? So whole bunch of errors come into picture, and then you sit down with your developer again and maybe go through another round of audit, and finally your tag implementation is done. Phew, that's like a 1 week or a 2 week set of deployment that we're looking at. If it is more complicated, it can go up till 4 weeks or even 2 months per se. Or we have used for enterprise customers where it has taken us 2.5 months, 3 months of tracking for just the main website, right? And consider, let's say you have your one website and then you have subdomains and then other cross domains. It is going to be hell of a task for us, right? So you spend a ton of time flip-flopping with your developers. You burnt a ton of cash too, because you hire developers or your agencies, right? And then you still have the dependency on them. So next time, if you wanted to change something, uh, you would have to go back again. If there is an error, you would have to call them up and say, hey, I'm facing this error, or the data is inaccurate, right? And you're still not sure that if tags are organized. Sounds relatable, right?
Yeah.
Like the Jimmy Fallon's guy says, Swapnil, I think you would conquer on this.
Yeah, it's really because the people who are started implementing GTM and custom JavaScript actions, they know the pain of implementing tags and custom actions. And if you want to track the e-commerce thing into a GA, then again that is a
Right.
big problem, right? So
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
solve all this problem, we have a solution for you, right? So before we
Yeah.
dive into the product itself, let me reiterate the offer for you guys. So this is a special webinar only offer. So whoever is buying Tagmate plan during the webinar time, that is 10 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. IST, currently right now, they will get a plan A as a gift code. And one more thing that I want to tell you, that all plans are stackable. So please avail this offer, and the free code will be credited to your account after the 60 days of refund period. And to avail this offer, you just have to do a single favor for us. That is, you need to write a review on the PitchGround sales page within 3 business days of the purchase. Okay. So I've already sent that information inside the chat section, so you can read through it. And if you have any questions related to it, just shoot your questions inside the Q&A section. And Fred was asking, how much do I need to pay per month to avail the benefits of the Tagmates? Fred, my friend, I would like to tell you that we are running a lifetime deal offer. You need not to pay monthly, you need not to pay yearly, nothing. You just have to pay one-time fee and the tool is yours. Okay, so we are offering this lifetime deal, this insane lifetime deal from pitchground.com. So I have just sent the information, the sales page, or I can say the website link of the deal inside the chat box. You can click on it and head over to the pitchground.com, and you can see the information and about the tool, and you can see the plans and pricing that we're offering from the pitchground.com. So before we dive into it, I would like to reiterate the offers, the plans and pricing. The plan A starts with $99 for lifetime, in which you'll be getting 5 websites, projects, UA, that is Universal Analytics, and GA4 implementation, unlimited Google Analytics tag migration from GA3 to GA4, 20 standard events tracking templates per website, UA or GA4, 20 marketing pixels setup per website, Google Ads, Facebook Ads, 50 custom events tracking per website, that is with Tagmate Chrome extension, and all the features and updates to the Tagmate basic plan for lifetime. And guys, we are offering a 60 days money back guarantee from pitchground.com. If you just try the tool, and if you did not like, or if you feel that this tool is not for me, you just ask us, we'll refund you the whole amount that you paid for this tool. And you just have to, the thing is that the magic is that, Fred, you don't have to pay a monthly or yearly to avail this benefit, or to get the benefit from the Tagmate. Okay, you just have to pay a single one-time fee and the tool is yours, and you can avail the benefit of this tool throughout your life, right? And the next plan is plan B, that is $349 for lifetime, 20 websites, projects, and GA for implementation, 20 standard events, and everything, whatever is there, I've just explained into a $99 plan, that is plan A. You'll be getting same information or same features inside this plan, that is plan B. The only difference is that in plan A, you will be having 5 websites. In plan B, you'll be having 20 websites. And we have one more plan. If you're looking for a higher plans or higher website count, then we have one more plan for you. That is 50 websites, projects. You'll be getting into that plan. And the pricing is very affordable. That is $499 for lifetime. And if you are an agency, and if you are running multiple websites, or if you are servicing multiple websites, or if you are a freelancer and you want to service, you want to give this implementation or GA4 tracking service to your clients, and if you want to go for a higher plan, then we have an insane offer for you. That is $799 for lifetime. The plan D, you can get unlimited websites and projects in that plan. So this is an insane offer that we are offering right now, because this offer will not stay longer, because within few days, the pricing is going to change. There would be a price hike of $300 or $250. So if you are, on the fence to grab this code, so this is the, this is the right time to get it, because that plan will not be available within few days. So over to you, Tanmay. Over to you, Bismit.
Great. Yeah. So yeah, why not? You would be paying your developers or freelancers or agencies a lot more than that. And like we said, this is just one of the opportunities that we have put it on PitchGround, and we want to see how our customers are doing, basically taking the advantage of such an affordable price for all your tracking requirements, right? Yeah, great. Okay, we'll move to our Tagmate story, right? So let's see how Tagmate does, because we were talking about this entire website events, right? If you're a website agency owner, right, and you wanted to track. So this was the typical flow that we were looking at. And it was like, let's say a week or 2 weeks or 4 weeks based on the complexity of the implementation, right? So let's see how Tagmate does. The first part is same. You have to identify, because that's the first step that you have to take, right? Then you found us either through PitchGround, thanks to Swapnil, he is promoting us really good, or you found out on our website or through a paid ad that we are running, right? And you buy it. So that's the cost, the time that you have put in, and a little bit of dependency on the Tagmate product, right? Since it's a technical product, you would want to go through a lot of how-to videos. Our YouTube channel is live, and we are constantly adding videos every week for every type of templates, every type of tracking functionalities that are available within the product, right? You will have to understand how do you implement tags on your website via Tagmate, and that's it, right? It's done. You you can totally skip all your developer part, or you can skip most of your timeline that you saw in your pre Tagmate world, or basically the existing setup world, right, where you had to go back and forth with your developers and your agencies to get things done. Right here, yourself, using a DIY SaaS product, using the click and configure UI, you are able to do implementation of your or tracking of your GA4. And this is what it took. The time got reduced. And let's compare actually. So the time essentially in traditional was like a 2 week thing, right? Let's say it basically got reduced by 80%. The cost went down by more than let's say 80% again, and you're dependent just on us. I think it is okay, because there are certain times when you might face a little bit of difficulty where you can be dependent on us, and our support team is always there to help you with it, back and forth. So yeah, and you are totally done, or you're shorted on your GA4 tracking. This is one of our customers. Trust the numbers here. They saved 80% time and costs, where they wanted to migrate their existing universal analytics tags to GA4 tags. Now they had like more than 250 tags in their container, and manually copy pasting from one tag to another in the same container in a new container, it was taking too much time for them. They used Tagmate, and they got like 80% time saving. And essentially they didn't pay enough for that as well, because they had a good cost saving of 82% as well, right, in terms of the cost that they would have paid us. So enough of the BS, let's go directly to the demo. If you click on show me the demo, it will open up the URL. Just let me know if my screen is still visible, Swapnil.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, great. Yeah, so I think we were on this screen. If you remember, there was a screen which showed how many how many types of modules are available, right? The UA, the GA4, the migration, the marketing templates, and the Chrome extension, which is the Tagmate tracker. So for today's demo, we are obviously taking up the GA4 implementation. I click on Start Project, right? And then it will ask me to connect my GTM, right? Some of this functionalities are already because of the demo I've already done it, while for you it might show up as blank, and you might have to add your GTM account, right? And then I have already created certain projects, right? So there is a Tagmate webinar demo, right? Let me select it. Or if you not, you will have to click and add or create a new project, right? So that's the only two steps that you have to do for every project that we are implementing. Now, if you remember, Swapnil was saying about websites. So every project individually means one website. So that's how the naming convention is, right? Now, let's go to templates. And you can see there are a whole lot of category of templates that are available here. There are 40 plus templates within this categories of templates based on your tracking needs. There are standard templates, which are like if you want to track page sequence, or if you're a single page application, you would want to track page views. Now this is different than your default page views that gets tracked in GA4, right? So you will need to use this. Then there are a whole lot of technology templates like internet speed, page load time, 404 error. And then this is something that everybody would refer to. If you are an e-commerce website owner, you would want to track add to cart, purchase, product views. All of these are templates. Now what I mean with templates is these are low code designed UIs where you just have to set down certain information, and you have to push it to your Google Tag Manager once you have authorized, right? Now comes video engagement. If you want to track the video players that you have embedded on your website, page engagement, which is like scroll tracking, reader scanner, zoom in, zoom out. You would, if you are a website, a blogger, or a publisher, you may want to track all sorts of data. And for today's demo, we are going to take form submission, right? Now, this is a very specific requirement, or a generic requirement, let me say, that comes to any website where they have a contact us form, or let's say a lead generation form, right? So if you click on push to GTM, it will open up the first screen, which is there are typical 16, 17 types of form technologies that are available. We have started with the top 5 which are being used by most of the businesses, right? uh, uh, let's say WordPress contact form 7. So if you have a WordPress site, you would have installed a contact form 7 plugin, right? So that is when you identify your website type, you would be able to click on this particular form method, and you can go ahead, right? You can read the descriptions as well. There can be a default form submit. There can be something like element visibility. There is a thank you page, like when you submit the form, it redirects to a thank you page, right? So dependent on the technology of the form that you have set up, or the type of methodology, you can select any of these methods, right? Now this is my website, which is a test website that we have integrated or connected with Tagmate. And this is my contact us form that I want to track, right? This is the contact us form. So this is a WordPress form, obviously, because we are the website owners. So I know that this is a WordPress form, and we have used the contact form 7 here. So I'll click on select method. In any other uh, developer workflow, they would start asking you for data layers. They would start asking you what is the typical type of form that you want to track, what are the fields that you want to track, and so on and so forth. Here there is nothing of that sort, where you have to talk with your developer. The first step of this 3 steps, there is a 4th step which is an optional step. I will go there. There are 3 steps basically, which are again the UI based steps. The first step is to push to custom HTML, which basically identifies what type of form, whether it's a contact form 7 form that is there on your website or not, right? And you have basically, once I push it, you could see the notification toast message that your custom HTML template has been pushed. And then you click on select next. It asks you to fill up the form name. Let me take this form name directly, right, and put it here. And since I know that my form is built on contact form 7, I can select yes, it is, right? And then there is a typical step, 1 step action that I have to do, because I have to fill the variable data, right? If you see on the lower end, it says that I have to fill this particular condition, TVC underscore form ID. So I really want the form ID, which in this example, it is 9, right? I have to fill this data in this particular field, and I can follow the step. Again, this step is non-technical in nature. There is a typical, guide that is available. You can do it within a minute or so, right? For the time being, since I already have the data, I know what is the form ID of this particular form. The form ID is 1358. I had just kept it in store. Sorry for that, just to make the demo short, right? Uh, I have filled this form ID DLV equals 1358. Now this form ID of this particular form is 1358, which I have done this process, and I'm able to track it, right? And the last step, which is the most important step, is where is this form situated and where is this form going to get fired from, right? Basically the trigger, right? In the terminology of Google Tag Manager. So this is basically the page path or the page URL, right? So I come back here, I put page path and contains, and I basically paste the URL. That's it. That's what I had to do. And like you saw, there was no need of any coding or data layer implementation, or for that matter, any dependency that you had to do on your developer. Wasn't that very easy? Like
Yeah,
I,
yeah, it was very
yeah,
easy.
yeah. So now I've just pushed it to GTM. So this product has encapsulated all the technicalities, creating of tags, triggers, data layer variables. Everything has been, hidden from you. And at the back end, basically all things are being taken care of by Tagmate, so that you don't have to go into Tag Manager and do all the exercise yourself, right? Now you can see out of 27 template, one template has been pushed successfully to DGM, and that was all about it. In the log, you could see the form tracking, and if you want to go back and just check on your Google Tag Manager, now this is my Tag Manager screen, right, which you would have access to. Let me just see if those templates have been pushed or not. I'll hit a refresh button. Cool. You can see 3 minutes ago, there was a custom HTML template that got fired, and there was this WordPress contact form 7 which got fired a few seconds ago, right? This was the tag. These were the event parameters that you filled in. Remember, I filled in the form name, I filled in the page URL, and I filled in the form ID, right? And this was the trigger that was created. Now I didn't have to do any of this. Everything got auto configured in Tagmate. That's how fast and easy and accurate, as per your Google Analytics 4 best practices, Tagmate can help you to be, right? Wait, do you want to see whether this data actually is flowing into an analytics account or not? Or do you want to do that, Swapnil? Shall I
Yes,
showcase that?
you can do that. Yeah, that would
Yeah,
be
yeah.
helpful us to understand in depth.
Right, right. So for that, you have something called a preview screen, right? By the way, before I click on preview, there is this submit button, right? uh, After this exercise with Tagmate, you can do a preview method, or basically which is a debugging method, which developers generally do. You can do it on your own as well. You don't need any developer for that, right? uh, so this is the website URL again. Copying this URL and pasting it here, and you have to click on connect, right? This preview mode basically tells you whether this tag has been successfully connected with your website or not, right? Has been successfully implemented. It opens up the same website, right? With In the debug mode, I can fill up, because I want to see whether my form submission is happening successfully or not, whether the data that I pass in gets flown into GA4, or available in GA4 or not, right? So I will click on submit. I added some dummy values. Oh, it's done. So thank you for your message. It has been sent. So this form submission has been completed, right? If I go back, and there is this particular sorry, CF7, right? This particular CF7 is basically where your tag has been fired or not, right? And it showcases all the data points that you have to track here, and it will be available in your GA4 right after this exercise that you do. Okay, so that was much about it. You And now once it has successfully fired or it has successfully connected, you have to click on hit submit, and your container gets published, and you start seeing data in your GA4 the next moment. So you can go to your configure screen and you can check whether your data is flowing in your debug view or not, right? And there are different other types of or methods that you can track or that you can locate in your Google Analytics 4 reports as well. Yeah. We are adding more guides to this. So once you push this GTM template, you would get all the steps that I just followed right within the application, so that you don't have to depend on us as well. So basically, the dependency on Tagmate that we were showcasing, right, that is going to go down further. You would have all your tips, tools, and tricks, everything with you in your arsenal, and you would be able to do all of this exercise yourself as well, right? Great. Now let's jump. So that was the all about the demo. Yes, let's jump to the future of Tagmate, and then we'll take up whatever questions that you have for us, right? What is our journey? So like I was mentioning, back in 2021, there was a tool that we were building initially, which we were calling it as DLAT, which is data layer automation tool, right? Which was helpful for our product managers or customer success managers, right? uh, we rechristened DLAT as Tagmate, and that's where the first module, which was the UA to GFO module, migration module, that came up, because Google basically told everybody to start migrating or do dual tagging of UA and GFO, right? And that's where we started the integration of the migration module. UA implementation was our first step back in Q4 2021. And the best part is, on December 30th of 2021, we reached our first 100 users, right? And that was a big icing on our cake for a happy new year for us, right? And So people were starting to use our UA to GeoFo migration. They were using our universal analytics implementation templates, like the templates that I showed you, which is like 40 plus templates that are available. And then very quickly, we upgraded it, the feature, to GA4 implementation. And finally, the industry first custom GA4 implementation with our Chrome extension. Now, what is this Chrome extension all about? Like I told you, we will take it through another webinar, because it's itself another product for us, right? But I wanted to just quickly show you a glimpse of how it looks like, right? Uh, Let me just open up. I have already installed the extension here, right? It's Tagmate Tracker that you can see, right? And I have already created a project for this particular website. And if I click on add event, it will ask me what type of event do I want to track, right? Let's say there is click event, then there is element visibility, page view, and there are a couple of other event types that we are coming up. So click event basically means that you want to track click on any particular event, right? If you do it, magically there's a selector that opens up. Now you can see the selector runs on every CTA button, every element of your website, HTML element that you can see, for your product listing screens or cards, for your images, if there is a particular section that you may want to track, anything and everything that is on your website that a user can interact with, that is available via the selector. Now, how different is this from the application? The application is mostly for inbuilt functionalities of your product, right? Of your website, sorry. Which basically means that if you want to track a form, you can do it on your Tagmate application. If you want to track the click of a user on your website, you can use the Chrome extension, right? That's the basic difference. So if I click on shop now, it basically identifies what element on your website is getting tracked, and you can do the next set of actions, right? Current page or all pages or specific page, and you can confirm that. It will ask you whether you want to pass this data to GA4 or not. Then it will ask you to configure that particular tag, and let's say I've done that. The beauty part here is now you can custom name everything uh, on GA4, right? all of this exercise that we did on Tagmate application, you can do the same on the Chrome extension, but here you have an additional flexibility to name your events. So let's say I click on shop now, then I put my event parameter name, which is, let's say this is a click CTA button click, right? So I would write CTA underscore click. The event parameter, I put an underscore because GA4 essentially needs you to put underscore uh, in like replacing the space in between the naming names, right? And then if you click on curly braces, it opens up all the variables that are available in your container, whether it's user defined, whether it's the GTM defined, and so on and so forth. And let's say for this click button, I want to track what is the URL that it is passing this particular value. So when I click shop now, what is the URL that I'm getting redirected to? So I can hit on click URL, and that's the dynamic value that gets inserted every time somebody clicks on shop now, right? And then user properties are basically, which is like user scoped dimensions, like you had in your Google Analytics, like client ID, user ID, and so on and so forth. Here also you can do the same exercise, or you can put static values. For the demo, I'm just putting a static value, and I'm clicking on save tag, right? And I'm clicking on save event, right? So this was it. Now if I want to just push it to Tagmate, push it to your Google Tag Manager, I have to click on hit on push to GTM, right? This is what I needed to do. The toast message has come up. You have successfully pushed it to your Google Tag Manager. And if I hit refresh, I think you will see the data already in Google Tag Manager in terms of the tags and the template, right? Let's just check for a second. Yeah. So you can see GA4 underscore event hyphen shop now. That is the event that you fired, or you basically pushed it to GTM. And it was a click based event, right? And it is a GA4 event that you had to track. Now, all the conventions of GA4 in terms of event parameters, user properties, everything was done automatically within Google Tag Manager, so that you didn't have to open your GTM for that matter as well. And you can definitely do a preview mode before submitting the container, right? Yes, still technical, but way less technical, because today I can do all the tracking on my website, which is like this particular website for that matter, without calling up my developer again and again. I can do almost tracking of any of the website elements, let's say the form, the banners, the navigation menu, the scroll tracking, without worrying about the accuracy of the data, because Tagmate has been built on the experience of people who have been doing this implementation for quite a long time, right? So yes, like it's a bit of technical product, but we are making it way more less technical as possible. And also with the guides, with the demos, you would be able to be a ninja champ or a website tracking champ, as an agency or a freelancer or even a website product manager or marketing manager, right? And in
Yeah.
Q2, yeah, and in Q2, we introduced our Google Ads and Meta Ads pixel implementation. Now, this is something that was coming soon in our PitchGround lifetime deal. I am very happy to mention that it is already out of beta back in May first week, and everybody can utilize or use tracking of the pixels like Google Ads and Meta Ads pixels very fast through Tagmate. So any kind of pixels that you want to implement on your conversion tracking, basically for your attribution or campaigns, you can do that. And best, saving for the last, we have as of couple of days back, we have crossed a 750 user base so fast that the entire team is thrilled. That means we are right on track. There is this typical requirement in the market where they want some kind of low code tracking tools, and Tagmate definitely does that. Yeah. So uh, I think power to you guys. A lot of confidence that you are providing us. Yes, the product would have a couple of here and there buts where you might face certain difficulties. Please reach out to Tagmate's support, and there is this particular chat button. Click on this chat button and start putting in your messages wherever you face any difficulty. Ram, who is the product manager, or I, or a couple of growth marketing team people, they're always on their toes to help you out at any point in time. This particular chat is also available on your application, on the website, so you can literally use it and fire us at any type of questions at any point in time when you are facing any difficulties during your implementation process, right?
Awesome,
So
awesome. And guys, the Tagmate Chrome extension that we just have, seen is it's a no-brainer feature because it's the shortest, fastest way to track user interaction on your website with 100% accuracy and zero code required. Because, tracking each and every, the section of your website, for example, if you want to track the button clicks or any section, image clicks or any of the section of your website, then it's very difficult to track by doing manually. But with the help of the Tagmate Chrome extension, it's very easy because you don't have to code anything. You don't have to pick up the codes or the product button IDs and each and everything. It's there. You just have to select it and that's it. The data you can push it to the GTM and it's available and you can use it for the marketing campaigns. And guys, I would like to share some useful use cases before we take up some questions. A marketing manager wants to implement Google Ads or Facebook Ads marketing pixel on their websites in minutes without going back and forth with their developers, right? So we have just seen on the slides, right? A web analytics guy wants to migrate their existing UA or GA3 codes or tags to a new GA4 tags error-free without the help of any specialist guy. Product manager wants to get started on a tracking analytics on their website, but does not know all possible and available tracking opportunities and where to start from. A web development or marketing agencies wants to set up tracking for their multiple clients or websites and monitor the data accuracy of the setup in an automated workflow. So these are some useful use cases of Tagmate, because Tagmate gives you the very ease of using GTM and GA analytics tracking and tags implementation. No need to code anything. There are the templates available. You just select the appropriate one, start putting some data, boom, your data is available. You can start tracking all the actions of your visitors. Yeah, over to you, Bismil.
yes, definitely. So if you are an agency owner, if you or an website owner or an agency, marketing agency or website development agency, and you want to track your websites with GA4 or any other, let's say Facebook ads and Google ads, then definitely Tagment is for you. Yeah. So we have just sorted out some of the testimonials just to show that yes, we are really doing good. Yeah. So it's like a pat on our own back, right? Gideon has mentioned that conversion tracking has been made easy with Tagmate, right? Because it simplifies all the steps, and also the support from Ram has been phenomenal here. Brandon, who is also a business owner, and he says that it's a one-stop shop for all their Google Tag Manager needs. Now that's like a brilliant, one-liner for Tagmate, right? Like he says that it's a few click process to build fully functional tags and sending hits to the GFA property. And there are more such testimonials coming in. I love your app. It is really incredible, and enjoyed the conversation as well, and so on and so forth, right? We are hungry for such kind of testimonials, but yes, first we are hungry in building a better product for you, and that's what keeps on up and running the entire Tagmate team. Where, because the roadmap is just long, like I said, we are here to stay. We are here to build more features and functionalities, maybe build into an enterprise platform, right? we'll start with something called server-side tagging, which is basically where you, like I was mentioning, you put all your JavaScripts onto your server, and that server basically does all the tracking for your website, right? That will be a feature that is coming really soon. We are almost done with our R&D. Now we are going to put it on our product. Then there is tag monitoring, which is like an anomaly for your tags. So you uh, like you use the tag debugging mode, right? The GTM debug mode. Let's say we have implemented that same debug functionality within the application. Now you don't have to go to GTM as well. You are still able to do all your debugging and your monitoring within Tagmate itself. Now that's a feature that we are coming up. Automated GA4 audit. Now GA4 audit is basically done manually, but there are certain instances or features that can be automated. Now we're going to add that into our product, so that once you take control of a Google Analytics Pro property, you can run this GA4 audit quickly, and you can find out whether you need help of a developer, or you need help of Tagmate, or so on and so forth, right? Tagmate GA4 implementation, and so on and so forth. Then there is data layer validation. That is something interesting that is coming up. And last but not the least, have been talking about Google Analytics, Google Tag Manager, Google Ads, and then so on and so forth, right? But what about the agencies who do a lot of tracking as well on pixel tracking, basically for Snapchat, TikTok, Bing ads, Meta, Facebook ads, and a lot of other marketing platforms, and HubSpot and other call center tracking and things like that. So all kinds of this marketing platform destinations that will also be made available, obviously slowly and steadily, because we are building this product first, uh, ensuring that all kinds of analytics tracking is done possible at the initial outset, and then we move into more and more marketing platform integrations. So that's why it comes at the end of this cycle. But yes, this is a sneak peek into the roadmap that the product managers are working on, and the engineers are working day and night to get things up and running on Tagmate, right? Swapnil, I think you have already gone through the LTD that is available on a PitchGround, right? Maybe if you want to touch base for
Yeah,
once
we
more
can.
time.
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
quickly touch base on the lifetime deals that we are offering from the pitchground.com. So the plans starting with $99 for lifetime plan A, in which we'll be getting 5 websites or the projects. Then we have a plan B that is $349 for lifetime, in which we'll be getting 20 websites or projects implementation. Then we have a bigger plans, plan C and plan D. Plan C offers 50 websites, and plan D offers unlimited websites. So this is the insane deal. The plan D is the insane deal, because you are gonna get the unlimited website tracking from the Tagmate, right? You have already seen the tool, and you have already seen the power of the tool, because you're gonna save hell lot of time, hell lot of money by using Tagmate into your tagging or tracking implementation. And the pricing is just a one time. No need to pay monthly, no need to pay yearly, no quarterly fee, just have to pay one time fee, and the tool is yours and you can use it. So what you are waiting for? You are definitely do not want to miss out on this deal. Grab your unlimited license code right now at $7.99 only, because we have very limited licenses for this plan. And just to give you a heads up, the price is gonna increase by 200 or 250 or 300, something like that, in the coming days. So don't pay more after this, because you're gonna get it in a $7.99 only. And let me reiterate the offer that we are running for this webinar, because you have taken your time and attending this webinar. That time is precious, and that's the reason we want to give to you one code, that is plan A. Whatever code that you're purchasing during this webinar, you will be getting plan A code as a gift code. And that code will be credited to your account by PitchGround team, not by the Tagmate team, because few members had the question that do we need to do follow with the Tagmate team or the PitchGround team? No need to follow with the Tagmate team. Your code, the gift code, will be credited to your account after the 60 days. Okay, so if you're buying now, so after the 60 days, you will be getting that free code, that is Plan A code, inside your PitchGround account. You will see the giveaway code inside your account after the 60 days. And to avail that code, you just have to do a single thing for us. That is, you have to write a review about the Tagmate on the sales page of pitchground.com. So you can head over to pitchground.com/product/Tagmate, or else I've already shared a link inside the chat box. So you can refer to that link and head over to the reviews tab. Just type your reviews within 3 days. No need to rush it right now. You have ample of time. You can write review of the product within 3 days. Just after writing the reviews, no need to send any kind of screenshots to any of the team, either Tagmate or PitchGround team. We will track all your all your reviews, and after 60 days, we'll gift your code, and which will be available inside the PitchGround account. Yeah, over to you,
Yep.
Bismay.
Thank you a lot again. Yes, like you said, this was the last thing that we wanted to give as a webinar promo. So get your Plan A free. Don't think too much. Just follow Swapnil. He's the man, right?
Yeah. And
And
yeah.
thank you.
And guys, if you have any questions related to the plans and pricing and the offer we are running right now for this particular webinar, just shoot your comment, shoot your questions inside the Q&A section, because that would be helpful for us to, go one by one, because the chat box is cluttered. So many chats I can see. Just have to scroll up and down to see the questions. So it's a little headache for me. So I'm requesting you to write down all your questions inside the Q&A tab, so that it would be grateful, and I would appreciate. And if you have any questions related to the plans and pricing, if you have any questions related to the platform, related to the roadmap on any of the feature that Tagmate is offering, just shoot your questions, because it's a Q&A time. And guys, do not miss out this insane deal. And the planned day is a super value, which you are going to get it from that, because it's unlimited. Unlimited websites that you can track, and you can use it on the Tagmate's platform. And the pricing is really insane. You just have to pay $7.99 for lifetime, and the Tagmate tool is yours, because team is solid, and they have customer service, onboarding service as well. So that will explain by the Bismay. So over to you, Bismay. So we'll
Yeah.
start pick upping the questions, because we
Yep.
got lot many questions. It's flooded
Oh,
with the
okay.
questions.
Great.
Okay, so I've answered
Yeah.
few of the questions. I will answer the generic questions by manually. I'll write down those, and if you have any other questions, so we'll pick up one by one. Okay, so Kristen is asking. I have asked earlier, but I'm asking again. How about the agency plan that's mentioned on your website? Will it be included in any of the plans?
Right. Yes, it will be a part of the Plan D very shortly. We are trying to find out all the nooks and corners before we set up the agency plan, because there is a whole lot of user management that comes at the back end of the platform, right? Which is still not active. We are working on that. So once that is done, the agency plan will be added to the Plan D. That's what we have kind of deliberated.
Awesome. So Fred is asking, can you explain what is the server-side tagging that's coming to Tagmate, and what's the difference from the normal tagging?
Yeah, cool. Good question. Like I was saying, this itself requires another webinar. We will take up once it is live on our product, right? But yeah, just in the nutshell, I wanted to say that let's say you have you have put your GTM codes or your Google Analytics codes on your website, which is basically the source code of your website with the help of a developer, right? And this code is placed on your website on the client side of activities, right, not on the server side. So every time your website loads, these tags also load synchronously or asynchronously. Most of the tags, they basically fire asynchronously, right? And then they start collecting the data from your website and push it into Google Analytics or Facebook or any other third party marketing tools, right? Now because of this, the your page load time goes up, because there's this whole lot of JavaScripts that you have placed on your website from different set of tools, right? Now what Google has come up, actually, before Google, it is a concept that has been used earlier as well, like some like Segment and other organizations, right? uh, you What essentially does is, now rather than adding all your JavaScript codes to your client side, you are basically putting them on a server, which is a server that is owned by you only, right? So you have full control of it, but all your JavaScript codes of, let's say, Facebook pixels or Google Analytics pixel, scripts or GTM, that is on the server. Now what happens is, now my website can load essentially very fast, because this JavaScript codes are now removed, right? And once the website loads, it basically pings the server that I am ready to collect data and share data with you. Essentially, you have another value proposition is like, or a strong point here, that if I want to share X, Y, and Z data to Google Analytics, while I want to share only X and Y to Facebook, I can do that with just ticks. Uh, I don't need to be at the mercy of the platforms where they track everything and anything that they can do with their scripts. Now I have more control as an owner of the website, right? And I know what data I want to send to where, and based on that, I can use this particular server side tagging feature, which is available in Google Tag Manager, right? And it is going to be rampant, maybe in a year or so. Everybody is going to move towards server side tagging, I would say, at least for your marketing pixels, which causes a lot of privacy issues, which cause a lot of data leakages, and so on and so forth, right? So that's where Tagmate, within the product, we also believe that this is going to be a very good essential feature for agencies, for website owners who are privacy centric, at least sitting in European Union. uh, I know you guys are definitely concerned about every set of data that you want to send it to any of this third-party advertising platforms, right? That's where server-side tagging in Google Tag Manager with Tagmate, which will be an additional benefit to you, that will come into picture. Sorry for the long answer, but yes, like I said, it's more of a webinar topic itself.
Bismay, you can stop sharing because it's
Okay, okay,
doubling up.
okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, right, right.
And the next question is coming from the Annie Fawad. Fawad, he's asking, I can do all things in GA4, Google Analytics, and GTM, and also Google Optimizer, Google Data. So, what's the difference? I'm getting it from the Tagment.
Right. Yeah. So if you are a developer yourself, I think, and you know Tagmate, I don't think you would need Tagmate too much for your exercise, right? But let's say you don't have that technical knowledge, like maybe like me, or I'll just take Swapnil as an example. I hope I'm not wrong, Swapnil, right? Where we do not know a lot of this technicalities of tracking or putting this JavaScript codes for every type of elements that are there on your website, or let's say doing a tracking of forms, or e-commerce implementations, right? Now these are very technical in nature, and even a developer needs little bit of help from the internet or industry stalwarts or guides or YouTube videos and so on and so forth, right? So we have tried to democratize this entire stuff together within the product, so that you don't have to worry a lot. You are still able to use this low code tool where you don't have to code anything. You don't have to open your Google Tag Manager per se. You are not worried about, you will not need to worry about the accuracy of the data that is flowing in, because of the universal taxonomy structure that we have implemented, so that your containers are not messed up, there is less clutter, and the tag configuration is accurate enough so that your data that flows in is sacrosanct and useful for your reporting, right? But yeah, if you're a developer and you know each teeny mini bit of Google Tag Manager, so power to you. You can still continue using Google Tag Manager and the other set of tools that you mentioned, right?
Okay, so Fred is asking, what's the usual, the normal pricing on your platform, the monthly pricing for
Yeah.
using the services?
Yeah, let me tell you, we had a pricing on our website, but we kind of have removed it for about like a month, since April or so, because we are looking at building a more better pricing structure. But but to be honest, it is going to be a lot more expensive than the LTD that is going on, and the units, the website units that are going to be smaller as well, right? Because we see that it is going to be a monthly usage of any agency or any product manager or marketing manager, right? So yeah, so it's going to be expensive. It can start somewhere at $49 per one website per month, right? But yeah, it is going to be more expensive than the lifetime deals that we have crafted for you on the platform at this point in time.
Awesome, awesome. So Graham is asking, can you hook up unlimited GA accounts? If
Uh, so yes, if you have multiple GA accounts, like the way I was showcasing you in one of the screens where you connected your GTM accounts, the similar way you can do so. But the only thing that you have to keep in mind is the number of websites based on your plan, right? So for every GA account that you have placed on a website, GA, so that basically gets counted as one project or one website, right? So accordingly, as per your plan, you can have multiple G accounts. Yeah.
okay, so David is asking, can the two plan A's be managed from a single or the same account, essentially upgrading from 5 websites to 10 websites, or do we have to manage 5 websites from a different account and 5 websites from another account? So I'll answer this. So it's a stackable. For example, if you have bought a plan A right now and you'll be getting a plan A as a gift code after the 60 days, and plans are stackable. For example, plan A offers 5 websites. So you can redeem that inside the single account and you'll be having 10 accounts inside your account. So that's stackable, that's doable. You just have to redeem into a single account.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next question is, can Tagmate integrate with custom websites? I mean, non-WordPress sites. Obviously, yes. You can track Google. You can track visitors on your custom websites as well, right? You can implement GT. You can implement GTM, GA. So it's there.
Yeah.
Then Tagmate does for you. It's simple,
Yeah.
right?
So the best part is we are not tied to any particular website technology. Like if you go to
Right.
Shopify, those plugins are only for Shopify websites, right? But here we are not dependent on any website frameworks. Any type of website framework, which is JavaScript based, which is WordPress based, which is Magento based, which is Shopify based, everywhere the extension and the application will definitely work, even for single page applications, right? So that's the beauty that we have kind of based our product development on. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So the next question is, can you add fluent forms? Because most of the people who do not use contact form 7. So do you have any plans to add more integrations in terms of forms?
Yes. That's actually I had a discussion with my product manager a couple of days back, and we were deciding how do we restructure more form technologies within the application, right? Yes, we have put it on our micro roadmap. we would add Fluent Forms and HubSpot and couple of other type of useful form technologies that are available. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't
So
worry, we'll send you in the release notes. Yeah.
awesome. So one person is asking that I want to buy a plan D, want to know if this can be integrated with customer side. Yes, we have already said, like, irrespective of the technologies, irrespective of the platform or the stack of that website, you can use Tagmate on that side. It's doable, it's implementable. By the plan D right now, because we're going to get a plan A code as a gift from our side. And the next question is, any chance for the extension to purchase the plans? Payday is on Friday. I didn't get this question. Okay, I know you want to have just okay. So if you're asking for this offer, then yes, this is the webinar only offer. If you are doing purchase right now, then only will be availing this offer. If you have any billing related queries or the questions, you can write down to us at PitchGround, support@pitchground.com. We'll try to help you out in that cases. Next question is Praful is asking, so Chrome extension going to be available even for plan A?
Yes, yes. It is a part of the plan A as well. Yeah.
Next question is, if we delete a website from Tagmate, will we lose the tags on GTM or GA4?
No, no, don't worry about it. It is your Google Tag Manager. It is your Google Analytics accounts. We may get access or authorization of your accounts, but we would not delete anything unless you delete it yourself from Tagmate, right? So your tags and triggers and variables are going to stay in your container forever, even after, let's say, you deactivate the product, right? Yeah.
Awesome. Next question is from Suraj. He's asking, with the current data layers of UA, can it be converted to GA4 schema of the data layers and tags can be created for it? I think it's a yeah, over to you, Vishnu.
Yeah, a bit of a technical thing, but
Yeah.
don't worry, the data layers are not going to change. The only thing that needs to be changed is the tag manager tags, which is like the enhanced e-commerce tags or your any kind of custom GA3 tags that you would have put on your website, custom events or form submission events and things like that, right? In case you're asking about e-commerce, there has been a change in the data layer because UA's naming convention or object was basically product. In GA4 it is item. Again, don't worry about it. We knew this is going to be a problem, so we have basically erased that problem by adding the solution within the product itself, so you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to change your data layers. The same data layer of your GA3 is going to work. We will ensure that while it is getting migrated into data 4, the GA4, the data flows in the right schema of GA4, right? So don't worry about it. I think migration module is one of the best modules because that's where we started as well, right? So you can just switch from UA to GA4 in like in less than 1 hour. You can do away all your migrations very fast. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So Yoka is asking, can it track headless sites like Shopify Pro? In Shopify Pro, the checkout is on the pop-up and very difficult to track.
Okay, that's a question I think I may not have an answer right away. I will pass on this question to my product manager. Most likely, as far as I know, it works on both Shopify and Shopify Pro or Shopify Plus websites. But for this particular checkout option, I think if you could drop us an email at hello@tagmate.app or support@tagmate.app. We would right away like we would give you that answer with the particular template and the workflow that you have to do within Tagmate, right? Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so the next question is, can it import from Google Ads conversions or Facebook events?
Right. So, good question. Actually, we have been thinking around this where just like Google Analytics, we would be authorizing your Google Ads or your Meta Ads Facebook ads accounts. But for the time being, you will have to manually copy paste your conversions pixels into Tagmate, right? While Tagmate takes care of your tag management, the conversion tracking setup or the pixel setup, that you will have to do it. Sorry, as in the conversion event creation, that you'll have to do it in your Google Ads manually, right? That you'll have to do it. So we are thinking of a way where we can integrate that feature as well within our product. But for the time being, yes, that part is manual, while the rest of the tag management and the configuration of the Google Ads pixels on your website, that is automatically done by Tagnet.
Okay, so the Jamil is asking, can you please explain the Plan D that is offering a 50 hours of implementation support service? Is that implementation on client side or something else?
Uh, yeah, so that is like a support for the product, right? Uh, we may not go directly to your client, because end of the day you are basically servicing the client. So we would always remain at the back end. But using Tagmate, if you are facing issues with your implementation, or let's say there is a custom implementation that you want to do, and you do not know how to do it with Tagmate, that's where the 50 hours of support comes into picture. You can avail us. We can get our experts who are GTM experts and GA4 experts. They can help you navigate either through Tagmate, or if let's say it is not possible via Tagmate for the time being. Let's say for somebody gave us an example of Fluent Forms, right, on WordPress. There we would help you do it on your Google Tag Manager directly without Tagmate, because it's currently not available within the product, right? So that's where the 50-hour support will be helpful for you. Yeah.
Okay, so the next question is coming like, what if I buy bought Plan D? What I'll be getting? So you'll be getting a Plan A only as a gift code. Yeah,
Yeah, because you have already taken an unlimited plan.
unlimited plan. Yeah. So the next question is coming from the Brandon. He's asking, I know that a Tagmate easily sends info to GTM, but deleting info from GTM utilizing the Tagmate's interface is a work in progress. When will be available to easily delete tags or projects from Tagmate?
Yes, that's something that is definitely in the works, because we are looking at an agency plan, right? Like I was mentioning about user management, where you can share your projects to other end users of your platform, and there you can also have the functionality to delete your projects, or delete the clutter that you have basically done. For the time being, just be patient. Share us any requests over at support.tagmet.app, or the chat that I mentioned. So Brandon, please bear with us for the time being, and we will add that feature quickly, as soon as we understand all the scenarios of uh, user management. Yeah.
Awesome. Fred is saying like, just bought Plan D. Congratulations, you took a great decision. And he's saying, I'm looking forward to streamlining the my GA4 tag implementation. Tagging has been a pain point in my digital business, and I believe this will patch up that pain. Yes, you did a right decision at the right time. Awesome. Congratulations to you. And the next question is coming from the Lisa. She's asking the same question, that gravity forms, consider the gravity form integrations, because which is widely used. Yes, Lisa, which is going to happen, but just wait for a few days. Team is going to add that integration as well. Okay, so the next question is coming from the Praful. He's asking, can we replace a website on the Tagmate's account? That is, I use real estate sites for just 1 year for the properties. Once I set up Tagmate on this and do not need it after 1 year, can I use it for another website?
So why not take the plan D if you want an unlimited set of websites, right? Unfortunately, right now the currency of the product is on websites, right? So the counter just keeps adding on, increasing as soon as you add an website. So even if we give the functionality to delete websites, but still the counter is going to stay as it is. So if you're an agency and you have n number of websites coming in, then I think Plan D is the best for you at this point in time. Like Swapnil mentioned, it is first come, first serve. I think Swapnil only knows how many are pending at this point in time.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
please make the best use of it right away. Right. But yes, like I mentioned, website counter is going to be sacrosanct for every project that you create on Tagmate.
Yeah. So Praful is again asking, can we tag FB business pages?
Uh, Facebook business pages. Now that's an interesting question. I may not be able to answer that right away. I think one of my team members can post you back. Could you please mention this over an email to support the other at tagmate.app? Most likely, it won't be possible. But if Facebook business page is again a JavaScript website, then why not, right? But yeah, I think we can check and we can get back to you. Please drop us an email.
Awesome. Christian is saying in the chat, like, don't be afraid to invest in this. Oh, very good support to yes, indeed. And
Yeah, thank you,
Graham
man.
has also bought the Plan D. Congratulations, Graham, on your good decisions. Yeah, and the next question is coming from the Jamil. Is asking, after the 50 hours is used up, is the support then paid? And if yes, then what is the rate per hour for this service? I think you can answer
Great.
this.
Yeah. So, good question again. We hadn't thought about it, honestly. But yes, our subscription page or my accounts page, I know it's a little bit of mess at this point in time. We are upgrading it, and we'll be adding some subscription plans as well for audit, for such kind of support. And you will have those add-on packages therein. You can use it to buy at an hourly rate or in bucket of hours for your support requests, right? Don't worry about it for the time being. I think just keep bugging any point in time. We are not keeping track of your hours at this point in time, at least. People are going to kill me because I said this, but yeah, but please take the best advantage at this point in time. Ram is there, Pritpal is there, and Azim is there, and I am available always for any kind of support. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So with that, I think so we have closed all the questions. Guys, if you have any questions related to the plans and pricing and the tool that is Tagmate, just shoot your questions in the Q&A section. We would be happy to answer all your doubts, all your questions regards to it. And I think so no more questions are coming up. So guys, let me tell you why businesses choosing Tagmate, because it's a no-code solution and easy to set up and configure. Even non-technical guy can use it, because you have already seen the platform is very simple. The UX is very simple. UI is very simple. You just have to do some clicks and voila, your segmentation, your tagging is done. Support tracking setup for multiple analytics and marketing platforms with 40 plus built-in templates and pixels. First party data tagging assistance for the robust data layer foundation, an automated DIY tool alternative to a manual and expensive approach to hiring agencies or specialists. First in the industry to enable GA4 setup for web and mobile web properties. It comes with a powerful Chrome extension that speed up custom GA event tracking with a multiple points with a single with a few clicks, right? I'm pretty I'm amazed because it's a pretty solid tool, and do not miss out on this. Why are you waiting for? You definitely do not want to miss out on this deal, because this is an insane deal and we are offering an unlimited plan, but that is Plan D only at $7.99, because we have very limited licenses, and please do not miss out on this plan. Just to give you a heads up because the price is gonna increase by 200 or 250 or 300 some more, something like that in the coming days. So if you want to buy this plan, if you're on the fence to buy this plan, just go and buy this right now. Because if you want to have multiple websites, if you want to if you want to give the service to multiple clients, unlimited clients, then in that cases you would be needing this plan. Just head over to the pitchground.com, search Tagmate, and you'll find the Tagmate deal and buy the plan. We have so many people who are buying right now, and thank you so much for taking the right decision. And guys, save yourself from all these hassles and save up to 80% of your cost and time by using Tagmate. Claim your lifetime deal before it runs out. Thank you so much, Bismay, for taking your precious time out and sharing some valuable information and demonstrating the tool. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone, and we'll be seeing you in the next webinar. Till the time, take care, be happy, keep improving 1% every day. Have a good day all.
Thank you, Swapnil. Thank you, guys, for giving us the vote of confidence, and we are ready to, we are gearing up to serve you better and better as we become bigger and bigger, stronger, right, in the coming days. There might be another webinar that we'll be hosting, like Swapnil will be hosting with us for the Chrome extension in detail. Stay tuned on the PitchGround community page, on the Tagmate Facebook community page, and yeah, and just start exploring the product, digging in, giving us a lot of bugs so that we stay all night to solve your problems, right?
Yeah,
And
don't
make your
let Tagmate
customers
guys
happy.
sleep. They should work 24/7.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Thank
Right.
you so much, guys,
Okay.
for tuning in for today's
Thank
webinar. Have
you.
a good day all.
Yeah. Thank you, Omo. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Graham. Bye bye. Take care.